What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Doe Show. It's your boy Dame D, and I am back with another one. Today, I'm going to be talking about a situation where you had a 6-year-old girl who dies in an accidental shooting on Detroit's Eastside. I'm gonna wait for a few people to jump in and chime in before I start up the conversation in today's show. But yeah, I just this just happened not too long ago, maybe an hour ago. When I was watching this, and this came through my feed. So I'm going to show an audio and video of the situation. So yeah, I'm getting ready to show audio and video of the situation, and then I'll play that, and then we'll get back to commentary. But here we go.
Good afternoon. Charles Fitzgerald, First Assistant Chief, Detroit Police, here once again with just some horrible news. A little afternoon, a mom came up to this location to go into the restaurant to get some food. She left 5 children inside the car, unattended. At some point in time, shortly thereafter, one of the kids from the car ran to try to grab her, but it was unfortunately a little too late. A 6-year-old girl was fatally shot in the head with an unsecured weapon. The little girl's been taken to the hospital along with the other family members. Again, these things are this is preventable. We have safe storage for a reason. Secure your weapons. We've got a 6-year-old girl that will no longer go to school. She can't grow up to be a Detroit police officer or work for any of the media outlets. It's really sad, but it's preventable. Unfortunately, this is the third one now we've had in the past week and a half, and enough's enough. So that's all I have. I'll take whatever questions you may have.
Where was the gun in the car?
We don't know yet. It's still a little early for that. But again, 5 kids left unattended with a weapon in the vehicle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Was it one sibling that shot the other, or was it even a sibling?
Yeah, we don't know yet. We're still kind of working through that.
You know what type of handgun it was?
I'm sorry?
What type of handgun?
I don't know at this point. Yeah, it's still in the vehicle.
How's mom doing?
As you can imagine, mom's a mess. But we'll have to figure out what's going on with the weapon, why it was there, why it was left unattended. And at the end of the day, we'll present our findings to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop that and come out. So yeah, sounds like the mother, and this is, a story like this just happened not too long ago. In Detroit, like he said, this was the third story the third incident that they're reporting, reporting to that a child accidentally got to a gun and ended up shooting herself. But yeah, it was just a story not too long ago, a few days ago, where you had a young girl who ended up getting to a gun and shooting herself in the hand, but she survived, but this was a sad situation. The mother is probably going to be looking at some serious time. You know what I mean? She left 5 children unattended with a loaded firearm in the car. You know what I mean? So you got to think about this. We as an adults, we have to be able to know better than to leave a firearm, with 5 children in the car unprotected. So she's going to be facing, some jail time. If not, like maybe manslaughter charges or something like that. So, but yeah, I need for you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and comment, subscribe, and share. Give me your thoughts on this situation. This mother, she left her 5 children unattended alone in the car, and one of them, the gun actually went off. So more than likely, the kids probably picked up the gun and was playing around with the gun, and the gun went off. But the comment section is open. I want to hear you guys' opinion, your thoughts on this situation. It's a sad situation that this baby had to lose her life, over this mother. Negligence, so she's pretty much going to be charged with some type of negligence in this situation, and hopefully she had her CCWs to carry that firearm too, because if not, she's really going to be looking at and facing some real serious time, and like the chief said, that's been the third incident that's happened. He said within weeks of children getting in contact with firearms, and in this situation like this happened, and I believe this may have been the first death out of the 3 that he's talking about, but yeah, adults, parents, you have to do a better job at putting your firearms up, because kids are going to be they're going to be curious, they're going to want to pick up the gun, play with it, do this, that, and the other, and that's probably what happened. She probably jumped out of the car, not thinking, left the gun in the car, went to go get something, went to go grab the food, and the kids, being kids, grabbed the gun, and the gun probably went off. You know what I mean? So it's a sad situation. And the bad thing about Henrietta Benford said, "Wow, so sad." Yeah, it's sad. And the bad thing about it is, this happened in front of the other siblings, so they had to witness this and see this. So they're gonna remember this for the rest of their lives. So yeah, that mom, she's gonna be looking at some time. So hopefully she got it's income tax time. She got some income tax money, because she's definitely gonna need it for a lawyer. Yeah, but give me you guys' opinion, give me your thoughts. There's no reason why you should leave your 5 children in the car unattended with your firearm in the car, at all. So like I said, hopefully, she was, either way, she's fucked, even if she did have her CCWs for that gun, and we understand situations where you may be rushing, but there's never should be a situation where you leaving a loaded firearm in front of 5 children. They're not releasing the ages and, they're not releasing the names and the ages of the children. So, we don't know how the ages of the children, but there were 5 children in the car. Henrietta, excuse me, my tongue is kind of twisted. Henrietta Benford said, honestly, she will have several charges. Yes, she's gonna have several charges indeed. Recklessness, maybe homicide, endangering children. It's gonna be multiple charges they're gonna bring up against her. Hopefully her being a woman, they may be a little bit leaning on her, but at the end of the day, she's going to be looking at some charges. She's definitely going to do some time behind this. So give me you guys this thought. What are you thinking about? What do you think in this situation? Because like I said, there's no excuse. Henrietta Bickford said the gun should have been locked up, or on her, or in the glove compartment locked up without the clip in it. Those are some of the laws, and she know that, especially if she was a CCW carrier. The gun should have been locked up, and the clip should have been separated. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, she's going to be facing some time. How's Hallelujah been treating you out there, Enrica? I need some water, so that's why I'm kind of. But yeah, man, that's a horrible situation. This woman, she's gonna have a lot of thinking to do about this situation. And this should be a lesson learned for parents that be in situations like this. Don't be so much in a rush where you're leaving your kids alone with your loaded firearm in the car. She said it's amazing. I bet you it is expensive as ever. Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta pay to play. Especially when you're living in so-called paradise. So hey, but yeah, I feel sorry for the mother. I'm not gonna even say I feel sorry for the mother. It was just a tragic situation. I definitely feel sorry for the kids, because they're always going to remember this. They're gonna, always have this etched in their head, seeing their sister, shot and killed. And they're not releasing who actually had the gun and how she was shot. So, one of the kids shot her, or she either picked up the gun or, and the gun went off, but it was a horrible situation. And like the chief said, this has been the third situation where parents have left their kids unattended, and the kids were able to get a hold to the firearm. It was just a situation, and I haven't even done the story yet, and I'll probably do that after that. But it was another, I believe, 12-year-old girl who shot herself in the hand. The parents was not, she was not being attended, and the gun was left, pretty much open and out for her to be able to get to. But like I said, the comment section is definitely open. I need for you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. This just happened maybe over an hour ago. It came through my feed, and I just wanted to come on here and talk about it. Henrietta Benford said, "Did anyone die?" Yeah, the little girl, she died. I have to go look this up. You doing great with all of your channel. Have a great day. Thank you. Yeah, but the 6-year-old girl, she died. Yeah. She ended up dying. So that's why I say the mother is She's going to be looking at a lot of charges. So, hopefully this will be a lesson, to those parents who carry. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're allowing your kids to, because kids are going to be kids. They're going to do things that you may think that they won't do, but, and this is a perfect example, one of the kids picked up the gun and the gun accidentally went off, because I don't think that one of the kids would, well, you don't know. You can't say what you think one of the kids would do, so don't ever put your kids in this situation where, this is happening, because she's going to be facing some time. Yeah, but we got a few people watching. If you are new to the channel, make sure you go over and go over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. And if you over on Facebook watching, make sure that you hit that that follow button, I believe. Yeah, but it definitely helps. It helps the channel when you guys go over there to YouTube and hit that subscribe button, that like, and that share. But, definitely share this. Let this get out. So therefore, others will not go on to make this mistake that this young woman had made. And like I said, at the end of the day, I feel for the other children that was in the car, because they saw their sister being shot and killed. Either by herself or by one of the other siblings that was in the car. So I'm not going to hold you guys up. I just wanted to come in for a hot minute and talk about this. Like I said, we'll probably discuss this a little bit later, but, parents, we have to do a better job with these firearms. Just like the captain said, this has been the third case within weeks where you're hearing about children getting hold to firearms and shooting themselves. So the mother was careless. She went in a restaurant to get food and left her firearm with 5 children unattended. And like I said, I just feel, I'm not going to say I feel sorry for the mother, because, you understand that, sometimes you may be in a rush, you may be in a hurry to do things, and she may have forgot, but in situations like that, the law is not going to, look at it like that, like she forgot, she was careless, and that's what happened. So she'll have to pay the price, for that bad decision that she made today. Yeah, but we have a few people watching. The comment section is definitely open. I definitely love for you guys. I definitely would love to hear you guys' opinion, your comment on this situation. Most people probably would agree in a situation like this. The mother was definitely careless. And hopefully she had her CCWs, because if not, she's definitely going to be looking at more time, but yeah, I don't have anything else to add. We'll probably, talk about this and discuss this later on today, in tonight's show. I just wanted to bring it, to you guys' attention in case you did not see this on the news. This just happened within an hour ago, over on Detroit's Eastside, so parents, be careful. Lock your firearms up, if you're not going to have them on your person, do not leave them around your kids, put them in your safe. They're giving out gun locks for free at certain, police stations and things like that, so you have to do a better job, so situations like this won't happen. So like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I would love to hear your thoughts and your opinion on this situation, and God bless this young girl, and my condolences to the family too, this young woman, and this young lady who lost her life and her siblings, because they're going to take it the hardest, because they were in that car and they saw exactly what happened. So it's another one. It's your boy Dame D, and I am out. Peace.